Hey guys, the Firebird is here, and I'm back from vacation. And yes. For those of you guys who probably weren't aware of it, I actually went off on vacation for, I want to say, around 5 days. So I haven't been uploading much as of late. Well, I did upload one video, but that was, pre-made, so it doesn't really count. But anyways, originally I was going to do a video on transit, but I guess that's going to be pushed back to tomorrow. Because today we have some breaking news. And it's a good thing I say breaking news because this wasn't breaking news a few days ago, but now it kinda is because we have more since then. And that is, we have more unused Predacons for Transformers Rise of the Beast. Now this is actually kinda huge because again, Rise of the Beast, one of my biggest problems with it, that was a lack of Predacons. It's like, come on Steven, either have them or don't have them. Don't give me this in between like, oh wait, there's actually Predacons there, but oh, they don't do anything and they just get killed. Instead, let's give some of that screen time to name dropping Brooklyn for the 45th time. As you guys can see, I have a couple of problems with Rise of the Beast. It's not a bad movie, it's just it could have been better. But anyways, recently on Instagram, and by the way, I also made my own Instagram. So I don't know if you guys could like give me a follow or whatever. I don't know how it works on Instagram. Like, that would be much appreciated. Link's gonna be in the description down below and in the comments down below. So Instagram artist Eddie Del Rio Art, hopefully I said that right, but I know I just butchered it, has recently uploaded a bunch of Predacon art. Now, this is not the first time this guy has shared some artwork before. We got some of his artwork back for Scourge, Mirage, and a few other characters every here and there. And we got also those sketches on Waspinator, Ramhorn, and Spitter a while back. However, those concept arts were kinda just sketches and they were very incomplete. Recently, he has shared some of the more completed Predacon designs. Now, as far as I'm aware, the Predacons were cut pretty early on in Rise of the Beast. I don't know how early that was, and I'm gonna talk a bit more about that in a bit because I have a huge conspiracy theory that I think it might be true. But first off, I want to analyze some of this artwork. So the newest artwork that he has shared is this one, Retrax, who transforms into a pillbug. I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of a strange choice, but you know what, I think this is one of the better looking Predacons, honestly. And it's not that bad in comparison to his Beast Wars concept art. It's not like super silly, but it's in this like acceptable area that I wouldn't mind seeing him in the movie. But that's not the only character we also have revealed as of late. We also had the reveal of Blackarachnia, which is, this is actually kind of huge, and this kind of factors into my whole theory. I'll explain a little later. And I'm a bit mixed about her designs. Like, it's kind of weird that they kind of put eyes in her chest, and at the same time, her head looks a little too Batman-ish for my liking. It's basically like Cheeto looking like Black Panther all over again. I don't like that they're giving these faces, like, from other franchises to these characters. Just give them their Beast Wars faces, or at least something similar to it. Like, literally, we don't mind that. Like, it will literally look so much better. But other than that, I low-key kind of like this design. If it had different colors, and if they remove, like, the, tit eyes, I think this could low-key be a banker design. Then we have Snapper the Turtle, which is another Beast Wars character. I actually kind of like the way this one looks. Yes, I know it's not completely Beast Wars accurate, but I don't really mind. I think it looks kind of cool. Low-key, you could even make this gold from the BW Beast Wars comics. Like, you could say that, and I wouldn't mind, honestly. It even looks a tad bit female-ish, in terms of the way it looks. Then we have Ramhorn's finalized design. By the way, Ramhorn used to look like this, and now he looks like this, which I think is actually a much better improvement, and I love the way Ramhorn looks here. Shame we never got him in the movie. Then we had the final design for Spitter, which transforms into a frog. Yeah, I know Beast Wars is kind of wild. This guy looks freaky. Like, low-key, this looks like something from Berserk. In fact, And you guys already know how I feel about Waspinator and his, like, weird Baber style head. So overall, that's 6 Predacons that didn't make it into the movie. Now, I've been, like, looking through these guys' comments to see if he has more Predacon concept art, and apparently he does. So in the upcoming days, we're probably gonna get some more, and he is willing to share more. He just asked for you to, like, comment, and subscribe, do all that annoying YouTuber stuff the algorithm likes so much. But I guess do it on Instagram, but also do it for this video, by the way. I gave you the news, I deserve a little like and follow. Now, typically, this will be where the video ends. Here are the Predacons, they look cool, kind of a shame we never got them, and then we all move on. However, I decided to go a bit deeper on this and do a bit more research. So, as it turns out, this guy actually worked on quite a few Predacons, and like I said, he has more. Now, some people are speculating that this guy probably also has the concept arts for Beast Wars, Megatron, Dinobot, Terrorsaur, and a few other Predacons that we haven't seen just yet. And I have a theory that I do personally believe that Beast Wars, Megatron, Terrorsaur, and Dinobot do have concept art of them out there. I don't know if this guy did them or not. I mean, I can confirm that this guy doesn't have any Beast Wars Megatron. He was very honest in the comment section, and he basically said that he didn't work on all the Predacons. He worked on some of them, but, you know, there are others that he didn't have any involvement in, like Rampage. I'm pretty sure that Rampage was made by some other artist that was not this guy. So just because he didn't do the Beast Wars Megatron concept art doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And look, it's time to share my crazy conspiracy theory. I have been running with this theory since pretty much day one of Rise of the Beast, that it is my belief that the Predacons were cut from Rise of the Beast. You know, they were planned to be in it. There were more characters, like, you know, Beast Wars, Megatron, Dinobot, and Terrorsaur. And more specifically, I want to talk about the characters that appear in this little, you know, piece of merchandise from the early Rise of the Beast days. A lot of people kind of saw this, and we all kind of speculated the Predacons that appear in this, you know, little mural icon things were gonna appear in the movie. But at the end of the day, only Scorponok ended up appearing. The reason why I think this is so important is because Hasbro has a track record when it comes to Transformers live action movies of basically, you know, when it comes to their marketing, they always act with an early version of the script that usually has characters that don't end up making the final cut and some elements that, you know, were planned out to be in the movie, but at the end of the day, they never materialized. Just look at Revenge of the Fallen Springer. He's a character that appears in a lot of the Revenge of the Fallen marketing, yet he never appears in the movie itself. He was cut ridiculously early on. Like, again, he only made it to the concept art stage, much like these guys. So that's why I'm saying that I think there's a very strong possibility that these guys right here were at least consider or at least had concept out of them for their planned appearance in Rise of the Beast before being cut from the movie. And now that we have the Blackarachnia concept art, I feel like this theory just gains even more validity. And the same thing applies to Scorponok, even though he ended up appearing in the movie. While I can't say the same thing applies to other characters like Dinobot, Terrorsaur, Beast Wars Megatron, or even Retrax, I think the chance of them having at least concept art of them out there, it's actually surprisingly strong. Because although a lot of the Predacons were cut pretty early on in the movie's development, keep in mind that when Rise of the Beast was first announced, and this is by the point, you know, where they already had the story laid out, they had concept arts and stuff like that that they could showcase to the public, and in fact, they actually showcased some of that to the TFW 2005 website. During the announcement event, Hasbro basically got a bunch of like Transformer sites or a bunch of other publications to share some info on Rise of the Beast, you know, to get people excited. One of the details that they mentioned was that the Predacons were gonna be in the movie and that they were gonna be reptilian in nature and are the enemies of the Maximals. However, come the movie and the only, you know, Predacons we see are the Scorponoks, and, you know, those are arachnids. They are not reptilians. Don't be racist, Steven. And a lot of the concept art we have gotten so far are characters that are insectoid in nature. The only true reptile, you know, Predacon out of all these so far will be Snapper, who's a turtle, who, yes, it's a reptilian. And going back to the announcement, reptilian in nature, what are some Predacons that fit that bill? Dinobot, Terrorsaur, and of course Beast Wars Megatron. So far we have concept art out of 2 of the 6 Predacons that appear in this little piece of concept art, which just keeps adding to my theory that yes, eventually we are gonna get concept art for the remaining Predacons who just happen to be reptilian in nature. Am I smoking too much of the copium? Yes, maybe I am, but look, I refuse to think that they made a Beast Wars movie and they at least didn't consider Dinobot, Terrorsaur, and Beast Wars Megatron some of the most iconic Predacons in the whole franchise. I mean, Waspinator's here, Scorponok's here, Blackarachnia's here. It just makes sense and it's now adding up. Now granted, Eddie was pretty clear on Instagram and said that he doesn't have any Beast Wars Megatron concept art, but he does have more Predacon concepts. And personally, I wouldn't be too surprised if some of that ends up being Terrorsaur or Dinobot. So unfortunately, the best thing we can do is kind of just wait and see if my theory comes true. Now look, I know it's kind of far-fetched and I know it's kind of a stretch and maybe I'm connecting some lines where there are no lines. But may I remind you that typically it's the craziest theories I come up with that must not end up becoming true. Remember that time when the Bowie movie came out and everyone was convinced that this was Starscream and I was the one guy who said, I don't think that's Starscream. And then everyone called me crazy and then that ended up becoming true. Look, my record doesn't always hit, but when it does hit, it hits hard. Also, Eddie, if you do have Terrorsaur or Dinobot, I'll do another video, I'll shout you out, and I'll do 100 push-ups for the whole recording. So, yeah. Get on that. But anyways guys, if we continue with a little announcement, consider becoming a patron or a channel member to get exclusive access to some of the videos I haven't made public just yet. Like the 1 hour long Galvatron's Revenge critique video, Battle Trap Wasted Potential, Rise of the Beast, Final Battle Full Kill Count, and a few others that I haven't really made public just yet. You also get some badges right next to your name alongside some cool emojis that you cannot use anywhere else. Also, I want to give a little art shout out to Techno1773 who designed this Optimus Prime, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually really like it. I like how it's a combination of all the Transformers, of all the Optimus that came before, like Transformers Prime, I see some RID, some Rise of the Beast, and of course G1. It honestly looks really good. Man. Keep up the good work, and if you guys want to send me some artwork, be sure to do so in our Discord server in the art section, and it might get featured in one of my videos. And also lastly, on Friday, I'm gonna be streaming my reaction to some of Johnny Flash's videos. I haven't reacted to most of them, mostly because I've been saving my reaction for a potential stream, and now I'm finally doing that. So if you guys wanna be there to see my live reaction to some of these videos, because I heard they're kinda intense, we're gonna be having our stream on Friday, 7:30 PM Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you guys there. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Those are all the new Predacons and my crazy theory about the Predacons we haven't seen just yet. But just for funsies, I'm gonna rank some of these and give you guys my thoughts on them. Waspinator I give a strong 7 out of 10. I like him, but I don't like that head, and I wish he had more color. Spitter looks kind of freaky, but you know what? I kind of like it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Railroad looks really cool. I think they should have been in the movie. 9 out of 10. Very cool design. Snapper is okay. Yeah, like I'm not super crazy about his design, but at the same time, I think it's plausible. Like if this wasn't the movie, I think fans would have liked it. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Blackarachnia, I have some problems with the tit chest, and I have some problems with the Batman head. But other than that, I think the body kind of fits Blackarachnia. It just needs some tweaks every here and there. I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. Retrax honestly looks really good. I don't care that he doesn't look that much like his Beastward counterpart. I don't have that much complaints about him. I just can't exactly tell what he's supposed to transform into by just looking at his raw mode. Other than that, I think this is a strong 8 out of 10. And of course, Rampage is just a 10 out of 10, straight up. But yeah guys, that's it for this video. Again, if you guys want to be up to date with whatever new, concept art Eddie pulls, make sure to give him a follow on Instagram. Do that for me as well. Tell him the Firebro to send you, by the way. Maybe that will encourage him to actually release that concept art if he does have it. But chances are that he's probably going to take a while to release the concept art. Like, you don't just release this stuff all at once, I mean, my guess is that he's probably going to want to extend the, attention. So he's probably going to be uploading one Predacon at a time. So if he does end up releasing some more concept art, and if it doesn't end up being some important character like Dinobot or, I don't know, someone else like Beast vs Megatron, then I'm probably just gonna ignore it, and I'm just gonna wait until he releases a whole bunch of concept art before just making a huge video and talking about it all at once. So that's where I'm gonna leave things at. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on all of the cut Predacons. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you wish they would have been kept for the movie, or do you think it was for the best ever cut? Personally, what I do think most of them look pretty cool, and what I would have loved to see Predacons in the movie. At the same time, I'm thinking that maybe they did the right thing by cutting them from the movie. The movie was already pretty bloated with Maximals, Autobots, Terracons, so I understand why Predacons had to be cut, for the sake of time and not bloat the movie so much with names and factions. But at the same time, it's like I said at the beginning, either have Predacons or don't have Predacons. Don't just add the Scorpion Axe because it just makes things so confusing, and they kind of just go to waste. These Predacons could have just been Terracons and nothing will have changed. But instead in the movie itself, they just end up being a slightly tougher opponent that the Maximals and all of us have to fight against. And not even, because they get wrecked every single time. Aside from the beginning when they were chasing Abeling, these guys accomplished nothing, did nothing. These guys served zero purpose. And they should have been deleted from the movie. I mean that 100% with 1000%. But anyways guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoy. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram. Do all the annoying YouTuber stuff the algorithm likes so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe guys.